Yo, what's good with you? Back in black with another video. If you guys are new to the channel and you love shooting games just like me, make sure you aim for that like button and shoot that subscribe button as well. It'll improve your skill-based matchmaking and it'll help you find better teammates. What I got for you guys today is some Enlisted gameplay. I'm playing the Berlin campaign on the moat map in particular. I feel like I did a pretty outstanding job in this gameplay, but I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Oh, I also wanted to throw out there that I'm almost at 400 subscribers, so if you guys want to add on to that and join the community, just express your love for the shooting game genre and be one of my ninjas, I can't say the actual word, you are goated and I appreciate you and I love you forever. But getting back onto the topic, what I have for you guys today is some more information about what will be included in the big update that is coming to the game Enlisted soon. Let's get into it. So I don't know how many of you out there actually play the Tunisia campaign on a consistent basis, let alone I don't know how many of you out there actually use your shovel to make trenches or anything of that nature. But I guess one of the good things about this future update is that we will now be able to make trenches in all the campaigns. And not only that, they're making the shovel a better, piece of equipment overall because it'll be able to swing faster when it comes to melees, and you will also be able to dig faster when you're making those 1.5 meter deep trenches. But like I was saying before, I don't know how many people out there actually do that to begin with because I rarely ever see it when I play the Tunisia campaign. And I mean, it's cool that you're bringing it into the other ones, but again, if people weren't really doing it that much to begin with, I don't know how making it readily available will make it, happen more often or anything of that nature. Also, right, another point that I wanted to make is I'm very impressed with the capabilities of the engine, and I think it's very cool that we can even make trenches to begin with, and I also think it's cool that you can drop bombs on the ground and they'll make craters and stuff like that. That's very cool because a lot of games don't even have that when it comes to how you can terraform the land or anything like that. But what I'm wondering, right, is when they add the shovels to the campaigns like Berlin and Stalingrad and the city maps on Normandy, are the shovels gonna be able to pierce the concrete? Cause logistically it doesn't make any sense for someone to be oh snap, I'm getting shot at in the middle of this urban combat in the city, let me take my shovel out and dig a let me dig a hole. That doesn't make any sense. So what I'm wondering is in the city maps in particular, or the campaigns that feature heavy concrete and stuff that you can't necessarily dig with a shovel, how are the shovels going to work? Is it just going to be primarily there for the melee combat? I guess I understand, but I'm just wondering how that's going to work. And I'm pretty sure you guys were wondering about that too, because logistically it just doesn't make any sense. So I thought that was kind of weird, but we'll see. Moving on to the next change, I wouldn't say this one necessarily affects the gameplay in any major capacity, but when it comes to quality of life and I guess people who out there are fans of historical accuracy and authenticity, this will obviously be right up their alley. So now when engineers build a machine gun nest, when you actually build it, the corresponding machine gun for that actual army will be on the machine gun nest instead of everybody getting the MG42, which is what was happening before, which I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing because the MG42 is probably one of the best machine guns in World War II, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, so when you're the Americans, you'll get the Browning M19 19A4. When you're the Russians, you will get the Maxim 1910-30, and when you are the Germans, you will get the MG34. So yeah, authenticity, not mad at it at all. Also, when you build AT cannon with the engineer, you will now be able to move it. Also, they will also I'm saying also too much. They will come with a secondary crewman, which will obviously help with reloading faster, and it will help with repositioning the turret. So if you see a tank that is kind of fast and moving around the battlefield a lot, you can obviously counter that. Whereas before, once you built the AT cannon, you're kind of SOL as far as turning it beyond a certain point. So if you get outmaneuvered, you're just gonna have to take that L or use an explosive pack because those are OP. You know what I'm saying? Moving on to the next piece of information, we do have another update to the decals when it comes to the vehicles. They say they are adding hundreds and hundreds of historic decals filtered by vehicle type and nation, and obviously you have to go to the customization of the vehicle when it comes to putting these on, and they say what is available will obviously depend on what tank you are using and what nation it is under. It's of little importance to me, but to anybody who's coming from War Thunder and is a vehicle junkie, I'm sure this is of major importance to you, so I figured I would would include it in the update, even though it's a small little quality of life improvement. Moving on to something that's a little more impactful on the gameplay. This just happened, or they just said something about this yesterday actually, but they increased the reload time of the rifle grenade launcher, and they also reduced the damage of its firing, while the parameters, they say, actually are higher than they were before the release of the last update that they had. So in a nutshell, they made them slightly weaker than they are now, but they're not as weak as they were before the last update, if that makes any sense. I was just playing yesterday and I was using them, and I think they're in a pretty good spot. If you have one rifle grenade, you know, guy by himself, I wouldn't say it necessarily does a considerable amount of damage, considering that you only get 3. But if you have a whole squad that is outfitted with like rifle grenades, you could probably spam a whole bunch of them and still do a, you know, considerable amount of damage on the objective. So yeah, I would say they're in a pretty good spot. Not too strong, not too weak. I wouldn't nerf them any more than they are now, and I kind of like them, you know, even before they were nerfed. I don't know why you have to, you know, make them reload slower or anything like that. They already were kind of slow on the reload and just equipping it to begin with, but it is what it is. I guess people were complaining about it, or they saw some, you know, data internally that led to them, you know, doing the nerf, but it is what it is. This next change that they are implementing actually has me like, you know, a little, I like it. I like this one a lot. This one makes me very, very happy on the inside because it's like just convenient all around. So they're finally putting markers on the ammo boxes and on the medical boxes actually in the game. So instead of trying to squint and look at your mini map, you know, trying to go blind, you see I already got these glasses on. I still can't see this shit half the time. But yeah, so basically when you're playing, you need some ammo, you need some, you know, medical packs or whatever. You will just have to scan the battlefield and you'll see a little icon. Yeah, like I said, it kind of reminds me of Battlefield. I like this a lot because it just makes it easier to find, you know, things that you actually need in the game instead of having to, you know, basically squint and use your bifocals or what have you to find ammo. Not that people put it down often enough anyways, but when they actually do, it's nice to know where you can actually find it and be appreciative of those players. And on the flip side, when you're actually putting it down, since more people will be able to find it and pick it up, you'll get more XP overall. So yeah, it just increases the XP for everybody overall, because you can either get more ammo or stay alive longer, or you just get XP for actually being a good teammate and helping people out. So that's nice. I really have nothing bad to say about that. That's a really good quality of life improvement right there. Last but probably not least, when it comes to comparing it to decals on the tank, we do have another quality of life improvement when it comes to the in-game camera. They said the point of view in vehicles will now default to the direction that you are driving, so you won't necessarily have to control, you know, the head of your soldier, which way he is looking while you are also driving at the same time, which I will agree was kind of inconvenient and kind of annoying, because it just makes it weird, especially on console when it comes to controlling the vehicle. So for it to just look directly where you're driving, that's kind of like standard in most video games. So I'm glad they kind of added that to this one too, because I don't know why it was the other way to begin with. They also say that, you know, the way the camera cuts when you kill somebody, or when you are killed I should say, will also be a lot more natural, so you will know where somebody shot you from. And they just made it smoother overall when transitioning from the choosing your squad to, you know, going into the actual game. Kind of like how Battlefield probably swoops down as you spawn into, you know, whichever squad mate. Kind of just making it look smoother overall. So, no, a little quality of life thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the updates go. As they release more, I'll probably try to keep you guys updated. But if you found the gameplay entertaining, or if you found anything I said informative, feel free to shoot that like button and hit that subscribe button as well. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day. Black Guy out.